Hello and welcome to Flooring Models Friday Catch-Up Show. Here we are with you on the 16th of May 2024. Busy week this week. Obviously I have Matt down with me for the week, so we were doing lots of different bits and pieces, lots of brainstorming, talking about obviously PM models, the direction where that's going, obviously doing what we're doing with Flooring Models and pretty much everything in between. We had a good old chat, chinwag, sorting things out and getting everything sorted. Plus the fact Matt gave me a hand with some of the move. You haven't seen it in here because obviously the studio is going to be the last thing to move. So just to put this straight, because obviously some of you don't watch the member shows because you're not members, what's actually happening? I'm not physically moving house or anything else like that because obviously at the moment I do this technically from my lounge. All right. And we have been doing it for the last 13 years we've been here. But around about 7 years ago, I had a unit built in the garden, which originally I was going to move out into. And the studio was going to be out in there. It's a very nice one and all the rest of it. It's an outside office, basically. But because of the popularity of the washes and the sanders back then and everything else, it ended up being technically the store. All right, so obviously all the orders were processed out there and everything was made out there and all the rest of it. But as some of you know, we're having a bit of a revamp of the entire house. We're having given a complete makeover. We're having a new kitchen. We're having a small extension built out the back. We're having work down. The entire of the ground floor is being done in the entire of the house. So it's like, right, this is the perfect time to sort everything out properly. So I am going to be relocating the studio. As you see it, it's probably going to be quite similar because, to be honest with you, the actual, the studio here is the same size as the outside office. There's not a lot in it. So it's probably going to roughly say, so this section like this will probably sort of stay the same. But as a lot of you know, we've got like big patio doors on it and things like that. So we've got French doors, which look out. So the wall at the moment over here, where it's got shelving, display cases and that can't be there. That's going to have to move down to the end, so forth and so on. So it's going to be a little bit of a jig. So we said before, we've got to be moving around the house. So whilst Matt was down here, we've cleared the upstairs office. Is now completely cleared because my office upstairs is actually going to be turned into the new stock room, for want of a better word. So that's coming back into the house now. That's going to go up in there. And then obviously all the stuff from the unit has got to go up in there. So over the weekend, we're going to start the move of actually starting to empty out the unit outside. And then with that's done and that's emptied, and obviously with the stuff is okay upstairs, then we can move this lot, which is a mammoth task, as you know. It's a huge bit of an operation with this. I've got a huge stash, we've got stuff, and I've accumulated over the last 13 years a lot of junk. There's a lot of good stuff, but I don't use it. So as I said before, we're going to be doing some mystery boxes in the future with various stuff in there because I've got brand new stuff that I've just never used. So I think in mystery boxes would be quite a good thing as well. So various bits, there'll be merch, might be washes into it. There may be brand new paints, brand new glues, you name it. I've got lots of stuff, aftermarket stuff, you name it, it's all going to be in there. So basically what we're thinking is next week's roughly going to run the same, but the week after, that's when we're going to probably make the big move from here out to the unit, or that is the sort of the plan. And then that way the house is completely gutted on the ground floor then and ready for building work to start in the beginning of July. So as I said, I want to get in and sorted and everything's working, so we're going to be moving out of here. So say Matt was down over this week and we've managed to move some of the bigger stuff, bits and pieces around. Then in a couple of weeks time I'll be moving this out. I will vlog everything because I think it'd be quite entertaining, if nothing more, going through the cupboards underneath here, because I've got cupboards all the way down in here and underneath this big table as well, full of stuff. So I thought we could have a look through it, go through the stash, and as we're moving it and stuff like that as well. So as you can imagine, it's going to be a little bit of chaos over the next few weeks. So sort of bear with me as we're making our way with all of that one. Anyway, we started off because we finished off. We had a 1 hour special on Monday with the final 2 parts. It was a giant one-parter on this of an hour of finishing off the Marauder. So that was up. So it was part 13. And as I say, it's a 1 hour special. So down in here, we were doing things obviously with the Bombay, sorting that out because I sort of put it in there wrong. So we had to adjust a little bit of that, getting all of that sorted in there. We got the Bombay doors on, which actually looked really intimidating, but they went on absolutely fine and they fitted perfectly. So I was happy with how those all went on in the end. So with that all in, we could then get the lights on. So we put all in the clear parts. We got the rear gun installed and all put in there like that. So that all went in with no problem at all. We got the top turret. We removed the guns out of it and we replaced it with aftermarket guns. And then it was time to unmask, the big moment. So with all the masking done, it worked an absolute treat. Happy with how all of that came out. So that was good. As I say, we got the aftermarket guns installed into the top turret and into the sides, and then obviously into the nose as well. So with all of those doing the part, we were looking really good. Then it was coming in with a little bit of post airbrushing. This was to do some exhaust work and some little staining and things like that with the actual airbrush and finish off that one, as you can see just down in there. And the last thing to do really was to come in with the actual aerial. So we use the old knitting in elastic with this one and then go right the way through the motions on this one to get that one tied down as well. And then we use the actual marker pens from AK for doing the colour work on the aerials, as you can see just down in there, and worked an absolute treat with all of that. So with all of that done, it was the completed model was finished and ready to go, and it turned out very, very nicely. As I say, the camera absolutely hates it because every time it gets a bit shiny, the white balance on my camera goes mad. I'm not being a photographer, I'm just shooting auto, but we ended up with something like this, which worked very, very well, as you can see. And here she is right now. I have to say, ICM have done it again. As I said, I'm not a fan of the new price because the price has jumped up quite a bit over the last few kit releases we've seen, but they still do make really good, solid kits. These kits go together well. There's no filler on this. I had a little bit of sink mark issue on the spine, but there's no filler on this kit anywhere whatsoever, and it fitted seamlessly. One of the big pieces, bits I was impressed with the most was the glasswork. The glasswork actually went on spotlessly, no problem, to the point where it just dropped in, and then I just touched it with a little bit of quick set extra thin, let it run round, and then left it literally just like that. Same goes with the engines and the bits and pieces into all of those. As I say, there was a couple of fit issues and they were totally my own one, a bit like when I actually did the Bombay with the racking system. I had actually put that in wrong, so we had to go through. But again, the tail turret, I know some of you were saying about you can't put the gun in afterwards. Oh, you can, and it fits in quite easily as well. It goes straight forward, just takes, you got to put it in at an angle and then drop it down, and then it fits in, no problem. But that went in there as well. But yes, as you can see, she went through very, very nicely with this one. Really nice to see a nice 48 scale Marauder these days. And as I say, it's one of the things I love about this hobby is that during the build, I was watching lots of YouTube videos, looking at websites for references and things like that, and learned so much about the aircraft. Learning, you know, in the early days, it was literally a Widowmaker and a complete nightmare to fly, to being one of the most successful bombers of World War II, and definitely one of the most accurate bombers of World War II as well, with one of the lowest loss rates for crews in the entire war. So again, it's amazing how aircraft can turn around, and gleaning that information as I'm working through inspired me to do a really nice job on this one. And to be honest with you, it's not often I'm really happy because I am my own worst critic for models, but this one turned out beautifully. It goes really well with my B-17 and obviously with the B-25 as well, but with the B-17 and this one together being in that sort of natural metal finish, I think it just gives them that little bit of an extra edge. So thoroughly enjoyed that one. So anyway, that is up there right now. The entire video build is up there as well, as you well know. So if you pop along to anywhere on the site, just literally click on the image here, you'll be whisked away to the main page for it. And then again, you can see the full photo build and the photo log down in here with all the information on the sides is available. You don't have to be a member to look at those ones. And obviously, if you click anywhere on these ones, just click into it, then you get the full image as well. You can just go through all the images if you wanted to as well with this one. So again, just take your time and you can have a good look through and see exactly what we've got with all of the photos down in here. So again, really nice. And obviously these ones as well go a little bit bigger if you click on those as well. Remember, if you want to be a member, obviously, or you are a member, just click on down in here. It'll whisk you off to the forum, take you straight into the actual video builds, and you'll get the video builds of it here. So you can actually watch them down on here right the way through. All right, so you can just skim down and watch all the videos in section. And again, like everything, you can like and comment and all the rest of it and ask questions about the build as we're making it way through, as everybody else did on this particular one as well. So again, you keep up to date with all of those just down in there. Tuesday, obviously Matt arrived. We were talking about various things and various bits and pieces down in here on this particular show. And obviously we were talking about my next build, which is going to be for the Jungle SIG at the moment. So we're talking about that. We're talking about some of Matt's builds that he's been getting up to at the moment and what he's been doing, and all the usual bits and pieces down on the show like that one. And obviously we're looking at some truly horrendous kits as well with not the clearest of clear parts. more fogged in, or shower doors, I would call them, right the way through. Anyway, members, if you want to catch up with that one, you can do. Just pop over to the daily vlog for the 13th and you can see that one. Then on Wednesday, we had a little bit look down memory lane with Matt, and we were going through a 1982 catalogue, magazine of scale models, and going right the way through. So again, from my point of view, 1982, I was a mere lad. I was, what, 9 at that point? Probably into my modelling quite a lot at that point, and going through them. And again, it was one of those things. We had to flick through the entire of the magazine, pointing at some interesting details, looking at the companies, seeing which ones are still available and which ones aren't as well. We were looking at some of the pricing on some of these kits as well, of how much they're going for. So the Airfix kit's at 89 pence. The sort of Series 2 kits at 110, right the way through. And we were saying that, you know, really, looking at the exchange rate or the inflation rate as it is, it works out. We were looking at some of the 32nd scale Matchbox kits, which were £4, I think, £3.99. And again, it works out £18. So that doesn't quite work. So, but it just shows the difference in 1982 with some of the prices and stuff like that. Obviously, I was flicking through the magazine, having a look at some of the little adverts in there and what was going and where they were from and all the rest of it. And then, lo and behold, we were looking at the back of the magazine, and it was talking about the actual magazine. It was got the new Tamiya range, and it was saying it's water soluble. So I thought, is it? So we had to do an on test. So we did a live on test down in here as well, and we put in a little bit of Tamiya. This is XF85, just to see it is water soluble, and blow me, it actually is. And then, because it's us, we decided to see if you could spray it. So just plain tap water and a little bit of Tamiya. It's a little bit thin with this one, and then obviously we were just blowing it down and on just to see how well it would actually work. And to be honest with you, it did do it. It dried incredibly quickly and it went down very, very smooth. Then we got carried away and we started doing it with other paints to see what was thin with water. So to be honest, Matt ran off around my corner, and we were using things like Aquatis range as well to see if they are and if they would actually thin down and all the rest of it. And lo and behold, yes, they did as well. It all worked very, very well. So amazing, really. Learn something new every day. I didn't realise it would spray as well as it did with water. Now, I'm not saying you could go off now and actually spray Camo Pack with this, and it's the new go-to thing, but it did work, which sort of, you know, it was a school day for me, put it like that. Then we had the PM show over on Thursday. We were looking through all the latest new releases and what's coming soon as well. So we were going through some of these. We're looking at the new Hampton. We were looking at the new Leopard that's coming out as well. We were looking at the new Chevrolet truck from AK as well, and looking at some of the photos on that one. We looked at Sherman, the new Sea Hurricane as well from Revell, which looks very nice. We were looking at the Fletcher Destroyer. This is the one with the catapult system with the aircraft on it. Is it the Kingfisher? I can't remember now which aircraft it was on that particular one. And we were discussing some of the colours, like white hemp green on the little swatch and stuff like that. And we were talking about various paints and glues and all the usual bits and pieces and things like that that are going on to the PM show. Remember, the PM show is a free to watch video. It is actually hosted by PM Models. It's not on the Flory Models YouTube page, but if you search for PM Models, or if you just go on any of the Flory Models social media, or actually onto the Flory Models main sort of vlog page on the site, you will find it and you can watch it just down in there. The other thing I was doing on that particular day was the review for the Super Cobra. Like it, really do like this kit. It's actually not a bad kit either. You know, as you say, Trumpeter, I think they've got it around about right with the actual raised and recessed details on this one. It's got nice detail. It's got detailed engines, or to a point, shall we say, and all the rest of it, and gear reduction gears and gearboxes and stuff like that. The gun system is very good, fully detailed as well, and obviously the cockpits and nice photo etch as well right the way around it, and all the actual steps and things like that look very nice. The only thing I'm not a fan of is the way that the gear all plugs in for the skids. Yeah, it's a little bit. I wish they were molded in one, but hey ho. But it looks to be very, very, very nice indeed right the way through. Some nice marking options as well. Good chunk of photo etch, and obviously you've got the obligatory mask set as you do now with all new Trumpeter releases. Decals look good, and again, beautiful work. And again, we know this down the back here is obviously it's recessed riveting, but all the stuff around in here is raised. So very, very nice indeed. All right, some very nice touches, say with the actual instrument panel and the gunner's TDAC and all the rest of it. It all looks very, very nice indeed. Some good detail in this one, and to be honest with you, I can see myself building that in the near future as well. It's one of those ones that's really taken my eye, and I want to have a little bit of a stab at that one as well. So if you want to go off, you can see that one up there right now. So that's up on the site for you. Last up, obviously on the PM models, to go along with this particular one, we've got a special deal up for the Cobra. So if you want to join me in a little bit of a buddy build with it later on in the year and things, then obviously we've got that one up just at £54. So if you want to grab that one, you can see that one there. Obviously we've got the Harrier. Some other firm favourites of ours as well. We've got Ryfield Models Puma. We've got the one that Matt's working on as well, being the Pembroke as well. It's the one it's currently doing. And some other really nice kits all the way through down on here as well. So if you want to get yourself a bit of a deal, grab them whilst you can. And because obviously they won't be up here for long. All right. So we've got all of those up there on that. Okay. Lastly up is obviously over on the Flooring Models site, we're doing the jigs, which we've been speaking a lot recently. As I say, I am overwhelmed and blown away by the actual feedback, saying how great it is and you're loving it and all the rest of it. They are currently back in stock for the moment. I've put another 30 up because it's roughly what I can produce in a week. I know there's a waiting list for about 60 of you, but I put another 30 up there today. So if you want to grab any one of those ones, you can do. Just add it to cart, but please note that it could take 7 days for me to get it printed and out to you. As I say, I have got 2 3D printers now, and they are running 24/7, both of them, and they can produce roughly around about 6 a day. All right, so as I say, I'm working our way through it. I know it's you know, everybody wants to get their hands on one, but it is a stock item. It's not a special. It's not a limited run. It's going to be with us for there. And don't forget, we've got the review of it if you want to know how to use it, and all the other bits is down on here as well. As soon as that's sorted, I will be 3D printing all the other stuff we do, because I'm acutely aware we're out at the moment. I think it's the medium stands. I think we haven't got the medium one, but we have got the small and the large as well. So again, if you want to grab any ones of those ones, you can do there in stock. So obviously with our in-flight stands as well, with the different angled tops, you can pop all your stuff on there just like that as well. And that is about it for this week. Busy weekend for me, because obviously I'm going to be starting moving stuff all around and getting everything sorted. So we be going on with that one. I will be starting on Sunday the Huey, so I'm going to be starting work on this particular kit. Hopefully part 1 will be up with you on Monday on that one. Don't hold me to it, it might slip a day or two, but it is coming up next week as well. So this is going to be my entry to the Jungle Sig. Really looking forward to doing this one as well. It looks to be very, very nice. I don't know what it is at the moment, but I've got a thing for trumpeter helicopters because they're all absolutely fantastic. Apart from the Apache, wasn't a fan of that one, but yes, looking very good. So anyway, if you want to follow on with this one, members, part 1 will be up with you next week, and we can make our way on with that one. Anyway, that's about it from me. As always on a Friday, I'm going to leave you with the great work from the gallery. So until next week, everybody, happy modelling. Take care.
I was not ready to falling like I'm wasted. My heart grows heavy. Don't taste me rushing. Keep your words naked.